Hello everybody, this is Coach Miguel and we are here at Rim Pelon, the podcast. And today we're going to be talking about a friend that really did a great impact in the community all over the Hampton Roads. You guys know who he is, Tracy Gramajo. And we have today his wife, Tracy Gramajo, that is going to tell us her story and his story. We're going to do it in a couple of episodes because it's going to be a long story. But stay tuned and here we go. Hello everybody, this is Coach Miguel and we are here at Rim Pelon, the podcast. Today we are going to talk about who we are, and we have Tracy Holland with us, and she's going to share her life, little bit of her life, like the beginning of her life, how she got into her career, how she got into Mambo Room, and she did also a graphic designer. And everybody knows about her husband Dorian. He passed away a few weeks ago, and unfortunately, you know, we are so heartbroken. A lot of people in the community. He impacted a lot of people in the community, especially with the salsa dance, the bachata dance, and with his amazing personality. Very humble guy. We miss him a lot. We're always gonna miss him. But he's still here with us. His energy is still here. He was the light of Mambo Room, and he's here still with us in energy, not in a physical body, but in energy, and we can feel him, and everybody can feel him, and I'm sure Tracy can feel him. We are so happy to have you here, Tracy. It's a pleasure, an honor to have you here today, and so you can share with us, your story. Thank you for being here. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
So my name is Tracy Gramajo, and I am one of the owners of the Mambo Room Cultural Dance and Event Center in Norfolk. And I guess I'm just here to talk about a little bit about my life and how I started and how the Mambo Room started and Dorian's role and everything. So I had a really great childhood. I grew up in Suffolk with my parents, who are still together, and they were awesome. Always made sure we had everything we needed. Had a great education. Made sure I went to college. And growing up, I can remember just thinking how wonderful life was going to be, and I felt invincible as a young adult, teenager, young adult, and I'm sure that drove my parents crazy because I was out to do everything. But I ended up getting a job or an internship while I was in college with a real estate company in Virginia Beach. I went to school for graphic design, so technically I'm a graphic designer, web designer and such. And while working out there, I would drive past a place that had free salsa lessons called Tropicana. And
that was a long time ago.
Very long time ago. Old school dancing in Hampton Roads. So I started to go to Tropicana, and many of you may know DJ Julio. He was actually there teaching dance lessons. And that
works for you guys now?
Yep, he works for me now, doing as DJ. So he actually gave me my first salsa lesson and my first introduction to salsa dancing. And I can remember he had a beginner class, and then he had a more advanced class. And I took the beginner class the first time, and I loved it so much, I just stayed through. And I knew it annoyed him because I didn't know what I was doing at that point. But I did. I kept coming, and he worked with me. And that became like the beginning of it all, that kind of exposure to the dancing. And it was also a nightclub. And I lived there. It was salsa nights on Thursdays, and then they had Latin music on Fridays and Saturdays too. Like I went all the time. And that's where I got involved into the culture. I've always had an affinity for the Latin culture, and everything goes along with it, like the food, the family, the men. I've always been attracted to that culture in so many ways. And so I spent a lot of time there and developed a lot of relationships with people who danced and didn't dance. But I met back then, my best friend was Sandra Sanchez, and she had met Cesar Sanchez, and they'd gotten married, and they were teaching dance lessons, and I became very good friends with them and was helping them to market their classes. And then we would throw these big parties. We would rent out dance studios, and we would bring instructors down from like Philly and New York and DC, and we would give special salsa workshops and throw big dance socials in the evenings. Mm-hmm. And after doing that for about a year or so, we were like, we kind of wanted our own place. And it was a very quick decision, quick conversation. I think we talked about it for 30 minutes, and then we were like off and running. Like no business plan, no, just like young confidence and invincibility. So
you guys have the desire.
Yes. We had jobs, and this was just something we wanted to do. It was a hobby that we really wanted to just do. It was our passion, because we danced all the time together. We went out all the time together and met people, and we would dance, and they would be like, well, how did you learn how to dance? Where did you learn how to dance? And then we would invite them to classes, and they would get hooked. Like learning how to dance salsa and bachata is like it's like you get bit by a bug, and you just can't, you have to get more and more and more and more and more. So
it's like an addiction.
Yes, it's definitely an addiction, a wonderful addiction. It's very healthy for your soul and your mind and your physical body too. But
so you guys started with no plan, like
no,
just like an idea.
It was an idea, and I think Sandra and I were like, okay, well, we need to have 30 people in a class a week to pay the rent and whatever. And I happened to meet Richard Levin, who is a business owner. He owns a lot of property in Ghent. And he just kind of had dinner with us one night, and he listened to our idea and what we wanted to do. And he was like, okay, I believe you guys can do this. Go home and write a business plan, because we didn't have one. And we threw one together, and we sent it to him. And he basically just, we were 20, I was 21, 22 back then, I think, when we started this. And he basically just gave us a chance, and we ran with it. And we built out the Mamba Room. It was me and Sandra and Cesar and Dorian. Even though Dorian wasn't officially part of the business, he was there every step of the way. He was laying down floors with us. He was painting, just had ideas and inputs, and like the whole community really pitched in to help and make this place happen, and they were really excited about it opening.
That's when you guys started like on the small building behind where Mambo Room is now, right?
Yep,
like
right next to Plaza del Sol.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, in Ghent. And everyone was super excited about it opening, and it was just really well supported by the community. And we started with salsa classes and Zumba classes, and then we had a social every Friday night. Like, we still have socials every Friday night. So this 12 years ago, our socials have started, and they've been running ever since. Life went on. Sandra and Cesar eventually parted ways and moved away, and I was left with the business. And I was not a salsa instructor, I was the business side of it. I loved to dance, I was good at it and I was passionate about it, but I was not an instructor.
So you bet on the business, administration side.
Right, marketing, that was the marketing of it. So
interior designer? No,
graphic design.
Graphic design,
yeah,
okay.
Graphic design.
Graphic design.
So I was left with this wonderful place, and back then one of our students, his name was Leroy Winfield, he's currently teaching now still, he was around and really hungry to teach, and so we gave him that opportunity, and he ran with it, and he did a great job. And then
he's doing competitions now, right?
He's on our dance team doing competitions. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep. So we continued with that for a while. Other instructors came along. Bachata hit the area, and people love bachata, so we started teaching bachata. and it was just a really great experience.
It's amazing how bachata got so popular and so
Yes.
big. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I remember
People
like
love
when bachata first started, it was just, you know what I mean. We never thought it was gonna get like we did is the way it is now, and especially here in the Hampton Roads. I don't know, like I know that in other states, and I think you guys go and compete even in other countries, like right, like Canada. You know, like it's a different thing, because like in Mexico, like nobody really listens to bachata, nobody really dances bachata, you know, and it's a whole country that they don't really do it. But here in the United States, you know, like most of the Latino community, like that's what we like to do. That's what we connected, you know, like we're looking for the Latino clubs and the you know, like mambo room, where like a lot of people that want to like know how like you know, dance bachata and especially salsa. I think I'm not so sure which one is bigger right now. If like you have like salsa has more demand, or is bachata? What do you think?
Hello everybody, this is the end of part 1, so stay tuned for part 2. We're gonna see, so you guys can hear her responses. The story is gonna get really interesting. It's gonna get really awesome. So watch the next video, please, and stay tuned with us. Peace.